Hi, John here again. I'm just going to talk about our meeting down in Port Tucker Marae on the East Cape, North Island, New Zealand. It involves the Maui Tidal Energy Project that we're going to set up off Lawton Point. That's just on the opposite side to the Cape Runaway Village. If you just go straight over the hill from there, on the beach along there, looks a suitable place for us to set up a base for the Raukamura range seabed, and right out up to Kermadec Trench that runs right up to Tonga in Samoa. That's about 2,000, 3,000 miles of seabed. Where we're venturing into, and that's part of our Polynesian Maui Ring of Fire boundary area of our discovery claim that I'll be talking about at the marae. So we'll be bringing together all our hapu, not iwi. Iwis weren't around at the time they British government signed the 1835 declaration with King William. There was only hapu, Maori chiefs, and no iwi in sight. That name was made up by Pākehās in the wartime, 1943, 1945, and it continued to be tau iwi, and that's what's gone and messed up all our whakapapa on the female side, and not the male side. When the British came here, the tikanga law from Raiatea Island, that's where I'm come from, the Wānoa people from there in Rapa Nui, that law was tikanga put together by our Wānoa clan with Maui. Okay, so that's just to let you know a little bit about that side of the whakapapa. And why it's the name Wānoa was brought here as a hapu from a clan, not a tribe, a clan. So it was pure spiritual law, which is I'm upholding, and there was no war in amongst that. So that's what the chiefs signed. Their documents with the British, not with the government of Wellington at that time. So I just want to make that quite clear, that all our bases of our claims and our meetings are purely sovereign. That's where they were recognised, and still is recognised as a hapu sovereign in Westminster Parliament, where they issued the flag, the Confederation flag, and also recognise our own sovereignty, not their sovereignty. So this government here uses the sovereignty of the Queen, and she's trying to come back here under a new title now, the Supreme Governor of the Church of England. The Church is mischievous, it's always been here, that took all our lands and put bishops all over the place. Now all of that's foreign to here. When we look at our original signing agreement that was done at Waitangi, Titi Marae, and so we stick by that rule, that it's only the 1840 Treaty of Waitangi document is only a immigration document that allowed the settlers from Britain to come here, not anywhere else. It's between Britain and now the government of England and hapu. That's the deal, and everything else is political, and the way the system works, the government and mortgages over our land. These lands still belong to Maori, full title, and that's what we'll be talking about at the marae as well. And so our agenda there is going to be covering quite a bit with as far as keeping the Crown right off. We're going to get rid of the Crown out of the seabed and remove their titles and send them back to England. Their law is Admiralty law that the Crown, the government, uses in Wellington, and that was taken off a ship in 1902. Flag, the Union Jack flag off their ship, and put it on the land. And so it got no founding documents, absolutely no founding documents. So they used the Treaty of Waitangi 1840 as their founding documents. No, the 1835 Declaration of Independence flag is the sovereign flag founding documents of this country. That's the flag there on that picture of the Shore Savile and P&O lines, passenger lines. Just shows you these ships were coming from London here in 1835, 1840, and even after 1840 up to 1860, they were flying our Maori flag, okay, the Confederation Declaration of Independence flag, 1835. So that proves, beyond a doubt, that we were running our country successfully as a government from 1835 to 1840, and the Australian government came here as New South Wales, and they thought better to run it their way. So they changed our whakapapa genealogy to the female line, and that's allowed them to transfer the titles and put all the shares in their own name, Pākehā name, change their Pākehā names to Maori names, and then change their Maori names. Once they got the title, changed it back to Pākehā names. You'll see it on my Facebook site, all the names. You have a look. You'll see, because I'm investigating all of them, how they changed their names and then transferred the land under the female maternal DNA title. And in England, the bloodlines were male, father to son. The same was in Tikanga Maori, and in the Polynesian Islands, it's father to son, not woman. God wasn't a woman; he was a man. Okay, so that's Tikanga law for you. Now, we're going back to our paternal DNA title and put them right, because that allows our titles to stay with us, not to go and get sold off like the government. The government's only selling paper titles, right? Paper titles. They only sell paper titles with a mortgage on it. That's not a real title to the land. And so we have valued our titles against their titles, right? They belong to us. Everything that they do here on this land belongs to us, the hapu. And so we will sort that out on the marae, and I'll talk about that as well. And I'll put our agenda on the website so that we know. And I'll be on the radio tonight, Maori Radio, 6:03 AM, Wātea, and irirangi.net. It's on the internet around the world, and it's just to let our people know in Australia that our meetings are going to be full on now to address all these issues. So we are talking about the Raukamara Basin Polynesian title claim. We're talking about the Crown title, alienation, and the challenge on our affidavit titles. And they haven't rebutted them, so that's one against them. And all our cases will be in the Supreme Court, in their court, after we've been on our court on the marae. The highest court in this land is on the marae in front of the taumata. Just want to let you know that. That's why we're going to Pōtaka Marae. We'll start from there. I've already been to Aotere Marae down there, and Waiapu, Ohine Waiapu Marae, and done these titles already. The native titles I'm talking about, and our sovereignty. So we've got the Maori title, and the Moai statue is sitting on the beach in Wellington, and that belongs to us. That's our brand name. Helen Clark put that there, and thought she'd get away with it. There was a seabed title in 2004. She put that Moai there with Ricardo Lagos, the Chilean Prime Minister at that time, and it clearly says on that plaque that Maoris come from Rapa Nui. Okay, just to show you that the seabed, the land under the sea from Wellington, joins up with Rapa Nui, but really it doesn't go in Wellington. It goes to the East Cape, Rapa Nui over there to Mokonui, Mokonui to Rapa Nui, Great Island there, and that's the sunrise on the east, where sun god Ra It's over there. It's all astrological and astronomy. Those were our ancestors were. It's carved on the walls of the caves on East Island and also in Egypt and Giza and Cairo. Our same year, in that time when Moai was floating around in the air by itself, the same with the stones in Egypt. They were floating around with the manna of God, direct, pure law. Now, as soon as the Pākehās from Britain stole the hieroglyphics, scripture Bibles, the manna went out of it. They couldn't do what we did, and so that's why I've got it in my head from our ancestors. Pākehās don't have that. You can't inherit something that you stole, right? Just tell you that. Now that's on our agenda: the sovereign flag, the Maori patents, Ngā Tuaewa Aotea New Zealand claim. That's the country of New Zealand and the Pacific Islands in the Ring of Fire boundary area. That includes the Rokumura Range, where we're going to with our seabed claim and with our Moai tidal project, with the jet fuel production, all those sort of things. Okay, so we'll be talking about Te Pito and Rapa Nui there to connect our whakapapa to them, so that they'll be watching us and learning what we're going to do and join ourselves up from this end of the world to that end of the world. And then we're talking about the Maori economy and project developments there, and how we're going to connect to the rest of the world through the 59 states treaty trading accord with the rest of the world, that we're already one part of that with the Confederation. The Confederation being the owner of these lands in New Zealand, not the government of Wellington. They're only there as a contractor. We can sack them. We did. Waitangi sacked the Governor General. So they're going to keep running themselves in debt. We'll have two governments, one over there ready to go out the door, and the other government, the Maori government, to bill them for all that they've done to wreck this place, right, and steal everything out of it. We're going to build them, and the Queen, because she says she owns this place. Now, she's a businesswoman now, being a director of her companies, Buckingham Palace, and Her Majesty the Queen of Right of New Zealand. Her two companies, and she's free woman. She doesn't have to bow down to 12 warlords anymore. They bow down to her, 746 of them, in her Supreme Court. She owns the Supreme Court here in Wellington, and but she can't take it back with her to England. She can pick all her books up and take them out of there. So we'll be using that court. We need that court for ourselves and the rest of the New Zealand people who don't want to be an alien, or don't want to be classed as a thief, alien. And those politicians in the government of Wellington, they're all alien. Everybody backdated right back to 1835. All of those people and their surnames and their names, Maoris, everybody that's in there, they're all alien and in England, right? They don't exist here. They're only walking around, and you can bowl them over because they're not part of us. They're not sovereigns. They are actually aliens for England. They work for the Queen in England, not here. Right? So that's why they cut everything, all the money and the resources out of here. So we'll set ourselves up and beat them up, because they have no rights, no sovereign rights, and they only talk and they move their lips, and that's about all. Make policies that are detrimental to us and good for them. Okay? That's why they screw us every time and take our money off and pay tax to them and the Queen's business. So those are just some of the things. There's a lot more yet. I'll do it on the next video because it's going to run out soon. And so we'll cut this video before I forget to stop it. And thank you very much, and see you soon.